What's up, YouTube? What's up, gents and ladies? Well, I'm back on the Himalayan and I'm on my way to a friend's place. And I thought, why not talk about a little about what's been happening on the motorcycling front. Well, I've completed 1000 kilometers finally on the Himalayan, and I am scheduled to give the bike back to Royal Enfield in a couple of days. Well, maybe day after tomorrow or so. So in the meanwhile, I wanted to talk to you about how the bike has performed and what has been the cause for concern for me. The only cause for concern for me has been the gearbox one, which has been the sore point for me personally from day one, and secondly the oil leak, which I spoke to you earlier on my earlier video. Let me just show you how much oil is it leaking, or what has the case been all about right now. And this is the oil leak problem. See, this is completely leaking oil. I have checked the nut down below from where the oil is generally flushed out. That is absolutely fine, or it seems fine to me. But this, I think this packing has been opened or something. Otherwise, I don't see a reason why this will leak so much oil. If that is the case with all other Himalayans, I'm not sure. But this Himalayan leaks a lot of oil. I clean this part with a piece of cloth every alternate day before I ride out, and this is what happens. Oil just keeps leaking out, man. This just breaks my heart. This is such a sad thing to see when you get up in the morning and when you want to ride the bike. So this is the infamous oil leak issue that I was talking to you guys about. Sad, really sad. So that has been the oil leak thing. Now I don't know whether the casing has been opened earlier or not, or whether it wasn't sealed well in the first place. I'm a little confused because this is not my bike, so I cannot comment on that fact. But like I said earlier, it is sad that something like this is happening on the Himalayan, because otherwise it's a fantastic bike. Somebody on the video, on my previous video actually, asked me about the vibration that the Himalayan has. Well, it doesn't vibrate. Of course it will vibrate a little if you cross, say, I don't know, 4500 to 5000 rpm, but the Himalayan is not supposed to be ridden like that. It is not supposed to be revved like that at all. What the Himalayan is all about is a smooth ride, because I think the Himalayan is most happy when you keep riding her between 70 and 90 kmph, and the motor happily spins between 4000 and 5000 rpm. I'll just show you what I'm talking about in a moment. But this thing is not really fitted perfectly the way I would like to. So now even that is something which can be sorted, I'm sure. So it is not really a niggle as such. I believe this is present only on this bike, this machine. Well, I hope that is the case. I cannot stress enough on the fact that the seats are really comfortable. I have ridden a lot of motorcycles, but I cannot say the same for any other bike. All the other bikes on one side and the Himalayan is on the other hand. So you see what I'm talking about. That is the kind of comfort level that the Himalayan provides, which should be a boon during long tours. Initially, I did not really think much about the Himalayan, because I thought it was a nice looker. I knew it would be comfortable, but once I started riding the bike day in and day out, I think I'm falling in love with the Himalayan. Frankly, I never thought I would say this, but that is how it has been. It has been a pleasant 1 month, and somehow I don't really give the bike back. I feel sad. So that does speak about the ride quality of the bike. Talking about ride quality, the suspension is absolutely terrific. The front is amazing. The rear monoshock is set perfectly, so you don't even realize going over potholes or bad roads. When all the other vehicles, they slow down, you just stand on the foot pegs and whoosh, you go. I think the Himalayan is beginning to spoil me. Delhi is still hot, at least in the afternoons, but I refuse to take the car out because I like riding the Himalayan so much. In fact, as a matter of fact, I look forward to opportunities when I can take the bike out rather than the car out. Even if I'm going for a client meeting, or on occasions I've gone for a shoot as well on the Himalayan, which is a terrific thing really. Otherwise, I've been driving the car all along. So these 4 weeks, this 1 month has been such a pleasant change. Oh, and I have also taken her off-road as well. Well, not really hardcore off-roading, because frankly I'm not somebody who does a lot of off-roading, but whatever little off-road I've thrown the bike over, it has performed flawlessly. And why not? I mean, the Himalayan is made for literally no roads. So there's nothing really much to talk about the Himalayan. I'll film another vlog when I return the bike to Royal Enfield, maybe tomorrow, maybe day after. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll leave you with a little bit of a footage of the off-road that I spoke to you about.